In this presentation, I'll cover the Athletic Training Administration Organization issue presentation, the facilitation of the presentation, and the reflection for this particular assignment. This assignment is similar to the issues presentations that we've done in the issues in kinesiology class, but we're going to focus on athletic training administration and organization issues or topics. So just to set this up, we're going to pretend that you're going to do a presentation at your NATA's district annual clinical symposium on one specific topic about athletic training administration and organization. And our presentation will take place in a forum. And I have some topics here. You can do other topics other than what are listed here. You just have to get my approval on those. During week 1, I have a forum where I want you to list the topic that you're interested in doing your presentation on in the week that you will do your presentation on. You'll see that I have limited the number of students who present each week. So you need to go on the forum and see how many students can present each week. Again, you can look at other topics or discuss other topics other than the topics I have listed here in the syllabus. Do pick something that you're interested in. That always makes the learning more enjoyable when you pick something that you want to learn more about and you're interested in. Again, this is from the administration viewpoint. So like I have one, supervision of athletic training staff. That is from the viewpoint of, or supervision of athletic training students. We've done this on the educational side of things. How do we do education of athletic training students? On this side, we're looking at how do we do the supervision from an administrative viewpoint. So not from like a program director on a Katie approved athletic training program, but as like a staff head athletic trainer, how do you supervise your athletic training students? So I want to just keep that in the forefront when we're talking about the administration side of things. Okay, so once you pick your topic on your week, and I approve those in the forum, you're going to develop, you have the choice here. You can either do an audio presentation or you can write a paper. And so what I've tried to do in the directions here is provide the difference between a paper and audio presentation. I'm giving you the page links and paragraph links and all those type of things, which will be similar in the audio presentation, but now you're using bullet points, those type of things. Okay, so when you're doing your presentation, I would like you to start your presentation, regards paper or audio presentation, with an interesting scenario. Provide a scenario that is realistic, that addresses the administration organization factor. So you're going to make this up. It could be something that you've dealt with on your own in your own practice, but provide us with a scenario. Make it realistic. Provide us some details. So it's a story that you're going to provide. About 1 to 2 paragraphs here, 5 points for that. It gets us kind of understanding what this topic is about. The next section is a pretty beefy part of your presentation paper. I want you to do some research. You're gonna have to get journal articles, textbooks, and learn about this particular topic, wherever that topic may be, and provide your audience, us, a comprehensive description of this topic or this issue. What is the literature saying about it? What's been done in athletic training, other allied health professions such as physical therapy, nursing, medicine, business, other athletic administration, all those different areas. What have they taught, discovered about this particular topic or issue? Because some of these things you're going to have to look beyond just athletic training to give us a good understanding about this topic. Good. And there's 4 to 5 pages here in your written text, so your presentations should be similar in your presentation if you do that. Okay, so that's one big chunk. The next big chunk of your paper or presentation. So the first part after the introduction is a big broad view of this particular topic. Next one is very narrow and specific to athletic training. How has this administration factor been used in athletic training, and why or why not has it not been used in athletic training? What makes this particular administrative issue difficult or easy to use as an athletic trainer? Okay, so far all this stuff is in third person. We're not applying this yet. This is just describing that particular administrative topic to the audience, us, who are in the class or at your NETA district convention. Okay, another 4 to 5 pages here, so it's pretty significant. The fourth area that you're going to write about or present about is your personal application. So this is where you can use first person here. How could or have you used this particular factor as an athletic trainer? So how do you apply this information? How can you use this information as an athletic trainer, or how have you used this particular area as an athletic trainer? Again, you can write first person in this one. Pretty significant area too, 4 to 5 pages here. The fifth area is most of these topics, there are some issues within them. So how can you fix this issue? How can you make it better? Trying to use your creative ability. Go back to the literature and address how you can, let's do drug testing. How would you fix drug testing to make it easier to do for the athletic trainer? You've done this before. You addressed that in the previous section. Now, how do you fix it to make it better? What are some conclusions, implications? Implications are another way of saying conclusions, or how you'd fix things, or suggestions that you have for athletic trainers about this topic. This is where you're going to help us understand the topic and how we can use this information too. Then you'll conclude your paper with a conclusion or a summary. Provide a 1-paragraph summary. Wrap everything up. As I've heard in different places, a good way to write or a good way to present is you tell the audience what you're going to tell them. That's usually in our introduction. Tell them, that's the body of the paper. Then tell them what you just told them, and that's the conclusion or the summary. So you should use the textbook or whatever textbook or administrative textbook that you have, and at least 5 additional references. I want those to be peer-reviewed journal articles. They can be, if you remember back in research methods, primary, which is original research, or secondary, which are summaries of material, journal articles, or other textbooks. Try to use the most current textbook when you use textbooks. Make sure you, regardless if it's the paper or if it's in the presentation, make sure you cite your references, especially in your, we understand that in our papers, but make sure you do that if you do a presentation, audio presentation of some sort. Make sure you cite them. Make sure you support your ideals with the references. Make sure you cite them in the paper and in the reference page. And if you're writing a paper, follow these referencing things, just like we do with most of our papers in our classes. If you're doing your audio, if you're doing an audio presentation, I don't want you to just read the material. I don't want you to provide every single word that you're going to say on a PowerPoint. Use bullet points, use pictures, and then describe the material. Again, we've all been at presentations of having boring presenters. Don't be that guy. If you're going to do this, be an engaging presenter. Just as a reminder, there is a 2 gigabyte file limit on Moodle. Most of your presentations shouldn't be that big. That's a pretty big file. But when you're uploading a file, if it's pretty big and you're connected to Wi-Fi, you may time out while you're doing that. So it's better to be connected through Ethernet to be able to upload the file. Then you will facilitate your discussion, just like we've done in the Issues in Kinesiology course. You'll upload your presentation. You'll post 2 to 4 open-ended questions or statements in the form that you want other students to respond to. That's worth 15 points. Then you need to make sure you keep the thread going, the discussion going. So when somebody answers your questions, you need to go back and read the student's response and respond back to them. And so do the other students in the class. It's everybody's responsibility to respond equally back and forth with one another. So then the students, all the students in this class will interact with one another, even the week that you are presenting, because I think we have 12 students, so there'll be 4 students each week presenting. And so I do expect the students that are presenting that week to also go and read or listen to the other students' presentations and interact with one another. So all students will have a response, at least once page for each response. You're basically going to answer the questions and have a good discussion, support what you say with citations and references. At this point in the program, you should know how to do that. And you are, as I just said earlier, you are expected to go back and read and reply to other students' posted response. After you have completed your athletic training presentation, you'll do a reflection paper. And then what I'm asking you to do is reflect on, did you learn anything new that you can apply to your practice based on your presentation or your paper? What surprised you about the thread of discussion? It was like you were expecting students all think everything was hunky-dory, but they just totally bashed you on something. I don't know what it may be. What kind of surprised you with some things you learned after you did your presentation? So that's 1 to 2 pages. Then the second part is, how has this class caused you to meet these 2 specific program student learning outcomes? That's number 3 and 4. So we have to scroll all the way up to here. This is page 2 in our syllabus. And so I'm asking you to look at these 2 specific program student learning outcomes. By the completion of the Masters of Arts in Kinesiology program, the exceptional kinesiology practitioner, that's you, will be able to practice continuous professional learning to further their professional development, to be an advocate for the kinesiology discipline, and to be a responsive reflective practitioner. Now, this is taken directly out from a document by the National Association for Sport and Physical Education, or NASPE. You will need to download this document to understand what this means, because I took it straight out of that. Yes, for PE teachers, but it's still applicable to us as athletic trainers. Explain what that means, and then how have you satisfied this particular program student learning outcome by this class, and this specifically through the assignment. Then the 4th PSLO that I want you to explain and show how you have satisfied through the class and through this assignment is, you'll be able to evaluate theories and abilities of kinesiology and sport leaders, and to develop your own personal professional leadership skills appropriate for their chosen career. You should probably satisfy this through the learning profile or leadership profile. Hint, hint. So again, explain what that PSLO means and explain how you have actually satisfied it in this class. Let's see. So that's 2 to 3 pages. Oh, the other one I want you to do is explain how you have satisfied the second athletic training student learning outcome. Sorry, hopefully you don't get seasick by me doing this. So here we have the second PSLO here. Analyze different athletic training administrative techniques and apply these techniques to their professional setting. Pretty straightforward, I think, how you've done that. So you explain what this means and explain how you've satisfied it. And you'll follow all the typical, sorry, too far. All the typical formatting that you would do with any paper. This particular assignment is due the Monday of the last week in class. I'll open up the assignment early, so those who are doing their presentation, I think we start on week 4, can turn it in then if you're so wish to do that. You can get it done and over with. Again, if you have any questions about this particular assignment, please post them in the Q&A forum. Please post your topic and your week that you want to do your presentation in that particular forum that I have as soon as possible, because first come, first serve on that. If we make sure you look at the other students' topics and weeks that they're going to present, and see the requirements that I have in the form.